what we're going to do is we're just going to get started in a nice cross-legged, simple, easy, seated, sweet position. So let us do this. Let us sit nice and tall. Bring our hands to inner thighs and do this gentle inner rotation. So just as everybody is starting to pop on. Yay! Namaste. We're going to take a minute or two just to, have a nice comfy seat. We'll wait for our friends. As soon as they pop on is the perfect time. But in the meantime, we're going to take advantage of this moment to be quiet. And stillness seems to be the name of the game. Why? Because the outer world is noisy. Our inner world is generally pretty noisy too, but the inner world is where we can glean our medication, which is our meditation. So I was thinking today that we would start off with a mantra. So I got my mala beads. You don't need yours. We're going to do 3 rounds, or maybe we'll see out, maybe you do like 1/3 and another third. But we're going to use a mantra. We're going to start off saying it aloud. And then we're going to start to say it like a whisper. And then we're going to say it internally. So each one of these particular loud, softly, quietly helps the mind. Also, so this works with our doshas. So when you do this by yourself too, when you have your mala, there's this middle bead here. They call it the guru bead. And then there's 108 beads that go all the way around. And so this 108 is sacred in itself. Also, the 1 and the 8 and the 9. 9 is to say going through cycles, which we're going through. We're going through these times too when we're eclipsing things out of our life. So the mantra we're going to use today is Om Namah Shivaya. Say that. Om Namah Shivaya. So bowing to the great Guru within. Bowing to Shiva, but we bow into that great Guru within. And they say when we say a mantra, it doesn't matter if it's the first time we're saying it, or the 100th time, or 1,000th time. We get onto this wave current, this sound current, this nod. And so the first time that you're saying this, you're getting onto the wave current, the sound current of every person in the past that has hummed, sung, thought this mantra. And so it helps us to connect to that radio station of discovering the great Guru within. In order for us to do that, we need to still the mind, become inner still beings, so that that inner stillness can reflect out in the world. And when we think about inner stillness, sometimes we find ourselves more calm, more centered, more grounded. So, Om Namah Shivaya. And so you can just follow along. You'll find your own rhythm, and I'm going to count on the beads as we're going along. And then at some point I instruct us to say it softly, like a whisper, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And then we're going to say that internally, Om Namah Shivaya. You're just going to think it in your head as if you were saying it to yourself. Simple? Yes? Perfect. All right, close your eyes. With your hands, you can rest your hands either palms down. I want you to intuit for yourself what it is that you need. Maybe you need more grounding, turning your palms up. Maybe you're in the space that's more receptive to receiving, so you can turn your palms up. If you feel compelled to bring a thumb to a finger, you can do that. I don't want to get too much into what each finger means, but I want it rather to be intuited within you, the sensation, and just you can even touch each finger and see which one, or if no fingers are calling, palms open is fine too. So with your palms up or down, whatever feels right, connect with your breath and your breathing. And when you find the top of the next breath, just hold it for a moment, and then open your mouth and press every drop of breath out. Stay empty of breath just for a moment, squeezing as if you're just wringing out a towel. Find that inside your navel comes in. And then when you invite the next breath in through your nose, feeling the breath as silky streams of light, prana, life force energy, you'll feel on the inside of your nostrils a sensation, this cooling. And you feel that when you let the breath go, either through your nose or lips. We do 2 more rounds of deep breaths in and a full, complete breath out. And so, let's sitting still for a moment. And then just following along out aloud. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Now softly, Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Softer. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Softer. Until it becomes internal. Take a moment here to take a deep breath in. Full breath out. If your palms are up, turn them down on your knees. If your hands are down, just leave them where they are. Take another deep breath in. Full breath out. We're going to take our right hand, we're going to bend the elbow, and take our first 2 fingers together, and our thumb is going to move away from the side of the palm. Our ring finger and baby finger are glued together and also reach away from the side of the middle 2 fingers. We're going to place those middle 2 fingers right at the place of the 3rd eye. We're going to discover our breath once more in our body. Next breath out, squeeze all the breath out. Take another deep breath in through both nostrils. Out through both. Seal the right nostril with the right thumb. Inhale through the left. You're going to seal both nostrils, and then you're going to exhale out through the right. You're going to inhale right. Seal both. Exhale left. Keep breathing like that. Inhale left. Just gracefully in. Gracefully out. Feel the breath as it moves in through each nostril. Feel it as it moves out through the nostril. One more round. The next time you exhale out through the left. Let that be your last round. Bring the hand down to the knees. Close your eyes. Sitting nice and tall, just in your seat. The perfect seat. Dip your chin to the chest. Gently rock the head softly side to side. Making a semicircle with the head softly side to side. Remember to breathe in deeply. Breath is our medicine. Breath brings us life and vitality. The deeper we can breathe, the more breath that we can take in, the more spirit to feel inspired. To inspire us. Give the body that inspiration to move. A couple more times, each side, swinging softly through the center, one ear to one shoulder. The next time the chin comes back to the center of the chest, let it hang down there. And then see if you can open your mouth really wide. Do that again, but this time see if you can yawn. Keep the chin to the chest, bring the tips of the fingers on the sides of the mat, walk the fingers away from you. It's like you trying to press to the back of your neck. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Palms are going to touch, then interlace the fingers, turn the palms up. Look up and back. Bring the hands behind the head. Lean back into that space. Big breath in, big breath out. I want you to think of maybe a favorite melody. And if you were laying back on the beach, laying back on a palm tree or tree, somewhere that felt nice, and you were humming that melody, and just for this moment, disappear into that space. See if you can remember a melody and just hum it in your mind, hum it in your lips and your mouth. Let your eyelids soften, or smile on your lips as you hum to yourself. And feel as you hum, maybe you'll feel the vibration in the back of your skull into your hands. Kind of tickle. So see if you can feel, tap into the touch, the sensation of the humming. And even if you don't know your favorite song, just hum as if you were a child laying back in the grass. Like a buzzing bee. Inhale here. Hold the breath, stretch your palms. Keep the fingers interlaced up towards the sky. Pull the knuckles back and then wiggle the body side to side as if you're stretching up in bed. Breathe in here, see if you get more air in, and then release the fingers and then again, inhale, swing the arms up. Hold onto that left wrist, reach up. Side body stretch towards the right. And then curl your spine back a little, open the back of your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, opposite side, side body stretch, and then curl your spine back. Reach up. Exhale, you're going to twist towards the right. Bring the right hand back, not to the ground, behind you. And take this left hand onto your right knee and twist here. You're pulling your right arm back behind you. See if you can see it. Stretch your eyeballs. I'm going to stay here for about 10 breaths. So breathing in, breathing out. Keep breathing. Keep twisting. Again. So you can twist a little bit more. One more. Inhale, bring our arms up, look up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the throat. Inhale, reach up, head to neutral, reach the fingers. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the throat. Inhale, reach up. Now we're going to twist towards the left. Bring your right hand across your body, grab onto that left knee, and left hand goes back. Spread the palm wide open. See if you can stretch your eyeballs. So you're looking through the bridge of your nose, your left ear, your left eyes are looking towards your left thumb, past your left ear. You know, stretch to the sides of your eyes. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, twisting. Breathing in, breathing out. Two more. One more. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Just walk your hands forward. You're going to fold forward. So you're getting a little bit of a stretch if you're sitting on something. So if you bring your bottom on the ground, that doesn't work. Just keep your bottom on whatever you're sitting. So we're stretching our spine out. And then wiggle your body, wiggle your head. You make a little figure of eights with your head to the crown of your head. Imagine it was a paintbrush. And then slowly walk yourself all the way back up. You can unroll out of all that. You're going to find your sit bones. If we're sitting on something, sit on it. And your sit bones, pull the knees to your chest. Wiggle side to side. And now opposite side. Bring your opposite heel in front. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable. Use your hands to lengthen the body out of your hips if you feel like you're rounded because this leg's not used to being in front. Make any adjustments. You can make little adjustments to your inner thighs here. See what feels right. Make sure each sit bone, they may feel a little bit wonky because of the one side. Inhale, swing the arms up, look up. Hook the thumbs this time. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Keep the thumbs interlaced. Inhale, look up. Stretch, 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 and back bending. Exhale, bend the elbows, heads can come to neutral. And then inhale, back bending. Reach the arms up and back. Exhale, back bending. Reach back up. Oh, now we're going to twist towards the left side. So bring your right hand behind you, left hand. Hold onto that right knee. Twist, twist, twist to the spine. This right hip, pull it back a little because we don't want to untwist out of all this. So all this is really good for your nervous system. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep breathing. Each time twisting a little deeper if you can. One more big breath in. Twist. Inhale, come through center, opposite thumb. Reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. You can bring the head to neutral and inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Release the hands, twist towards the right. Right hand comes back, left hand across the body. Hold onto the knee. Again, reach back, look through your eyeballs so you can see your right thumb. And inhale, exhale. Make your left hip a little bit heavier. Couple more. Do one more big breath in here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, hands all the way back up. Palms touch, look up, stretch the front of your throat. Exhale, hands down into the place of your heart. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Take a moment here. Discovering, exploring. What is it that you need to make life feel a little bit more euphoric? Look at everything. See it for what it is. And tell yourself why it's so easy for you to make life so effortless and euphoric. Interlace the fingers to the webbing, squeeze the chin to the chest, press the hands down towards the ground, and then start to pull the hands away from you. And then you're going to follow your hands all the way up with your nose looking towards the back of your hands. Your eyes can be closed. Look up, stretch up. Exhale, thumbs come down and around your spine, tucking your tailbone under, opening the back of your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl the spine. A couple more times, reaching up. Curling. Reach up this time. Exhale, release the hands, come behind you, so let's do the webbing, and then pull the knuckles down, chin away from the chest. Bring the head to neutral, release your hands. So if you're sitting on something, move it out the way. We're going to sit on our bottom. We're going to bring our feet out in front of us. Keep the knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Fingertips are going to face towards you. You're going to roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Find your feet, your footprints. Press into the ground. We're going to inhale, just bring the hips up to like the same height as our knees. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hips down. Keep the shoulders rolled back. Press into your hands and your feet and lift your hips again. The head comes to neutral. Don't drop the head back. And exhale, hips slowly down. Let's do that 2 more times. We're going to press into the soles of the feet and the hands, lift the hips. Exhale, hips down. Next time, press into the soles of the feet and the hands and lift the hips up. Gently dropping the head back. Opening the throat here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here and breathe. Press into the soles of the feet. Press into the hands. 2 more big breaths. Don't squeeze your bottom. 1 more. Now listen carefully. We're going to bring our hips right between our hands and straighten our legs, and the hips are going to be off the ground. Now bend back into the knees and lift the hips up. There's a little swing we're making here. We're going to bring the hips through our hands. Legs are straight. And then press into the feet. Lift up the hips. Now keep moving like that. Straighten the legs where you bring your hips through your hands. We're just making our body stronger. Up, back. So you can do this a couple more times. Don't worry how many we're doing. So you can explore this a little for yourself. Press into the feet, lift the hips. Bring the hips through. Bring the hips softly down. Keep the legs straight, reach the arms up. Hook the thumbs, bend the elbows out towards the side. Inhale, reach up. Again, exhale, bend the elbows out towards the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, now you're going to fold forward. Reach towards your feet, your ankles, whatever you can grab onto. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, head down towards the ground. Keep the feet flat. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, fold in. And do that a couple more times. We're going to lengthen the spine. You're going to fold in. Maybe you're finding yourself gradually getting a little bit lower. Inhale, find that lengthening. Exhale, folding. 1 more deep breath. We're going to inhale, so we're going to lengthen. And we're going to exhale, we're going to fold. Stay here and breathe. Use your hands on your feet or your legs. You want to make your quadriceps, your thigh muscles really strong by pressing those down. If that doesn't feel good as where you are, maybe you release that just a little bit and rather do that. If you've you've got a tight lower spine or hips or hamstrings, curl your chin to your chest and rather stretch the back of your body, that back line. Keep breathing. 2 more. 1 more. Bring your hands to the mat. You're going to peel yourself all the way back up by walking your hands back in towards your hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist towards the right. You're going to bring your right hand behind your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2 more breaths. Keep your legs nice, strong and straight. Again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, opposite side. Hand across the body, hand behind the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. Find your breath. Breathe out. Find length as you inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands behind you. Listen carefully. We're going to bend back into our knees. We're going to bring our feet flat to the mat. Press into the ground. Lift the head and the hip. Lift the hips and drop the head. We're going to move front and back and front and back. Like you've seen a beetle, but this would be a beetle's body. Just made that up. A reverse tabletop. That's truly what it is. And now we're going to do another thing where we're going to lift up the left leg and see if we can straighten the right leg. Keep the heel back on the mat. Keep your float to your hips and then bend into this right knee. Keep the left leg lifted. We only do this like 3 times. Next time you bend into your right knee, bring the left foot flat on the mat, lift the hips. Take a big breath in and then out to the mouth. Then we're going to see if we can lift up the right foot and straighten that left leg. Keep the right foot floating and then bend into the left leg. Whatever wobbles you're feeling, feel them and laugh. Whatever's happening, enjoy it. And then next time you come up to take that reverse tabletop, bring the right foot down. Stay here, press into your feet, lift your hips higher. And I slowly bring the hips back between your hands. Straighten the legs, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale. Exhale. Find length in your body. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. 1 more big breath in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Hand behind you, hand on the outside of the leg. Again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward a little bit and see how that feels compared to the first time we folded forward. Let's take a mental check. Another big breath. Press thigh bones down. Exhale, hands to the floor as you walk them back towards you. Bend your feet. Bend your feet, bend your knees. Place your feet flat on the mat. Lift up your hips. And listen carefully. We're going to walk our hands towards our feet. We're going to come into a malasana. Hands are going to be the inside of our legs. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let your hips be heavy. Drop them down towards the mat. Let your navel sink into your lower spine. But as you breathe in, you find that your navel moves. Nothing's held too tight or constricted. Hands down towards the ground. Press into your hands and your feet. Lift the hips. Make sure your feet are a bit wider than your hips. Shake out the head and then bend the knees. Take the tips of the fingers under your hair. Give your scalp a nice massage. Rubbing the thumbs in circles. Just moving the scalp. Feel not like you making the hair go, but rather just rubbing the scalp. So you're moving the blood and the liquid, the craniosacral liquid. And let the fingers melt down towards the ground. Tap your fingers on the mat to get rid of anything that was in your head. Inhale, come halfway lift. Left hand under the heart center. Both legs are straight. And if the hand doesn't make it on the ground, you can always float it or find like a can of beans or a book. Then right arm spirals up towards the sky. If it feels good on your neck, you can either look straight ahead or up towards that hand, but then lean back towards the left. You can even turn those left toes out a little bit as you lean a little bit further back. If it feels good, you can take this top hand behind you. Maybe you can find the inside of that left thigh. Let your head hang down, so you should feel stretch all the way through your side neck and shoulder. You can walk this left fingertips even away from you. See what that feels like. And then melt all of that down towards the middle of the mat, just coming to a natural forward fold. Shake out the head. Make sure the feet are parallel again. We're going to inhale, come halfway lift. This time, right hand under the heart center, hips are straight. Spiral that left arm up towards the sky. And again, we're going to lean into this right foot. We can turn those toes out and lean over to that side. You want to walk this right fingertips towards that other side, and that left hand behind you. Lean back. Just walk that right hand to see where it feels good. What does the body need? It's like a little, like, I don't know, weird hand that like wants to find that best place for the body just to be. Maybe walk the hand to the other side and see what that feels like. Lean into whatever you're feeling, into the stretch. And then slowly melt the body back to the center line of the mat. Inhale, come halfway lift. Softly bend your knees as you bring your hands to your hips and exhale the breath out. And then inhale, come straight up with a straight spine. Feet can still be wider than the hips. Inhale, reach up. You're going to take that left wrist with the right hand, reach up. Exhale, we're going to curl towards the right side, side body stretch, but then tuck the tailbone under, pull the hand across, open into the back of the heart. Reach up as high as you can go. Opposite side. And then again, curl the tailbone under, reach across. We're going to do each side 2 more times, so find your own pace. Reach up, like a little star in the sky. You find yourself stretching, and then one wrist. And reach that arm over, curl the spine under, the tailbone, reach over so you find the back of your heart opening up. All the side ribs here. Opposite side. Reach, reach, reach. Find that place where you have the most tension behind your heart center or behind that shoulder blade. Again, each side one more time. Maybe coming a little bit deeper. You can come even deeper and deeper and see what that feels like. Explore the space. What does the body need here? It's all about your breath. And you're reaching up. And opposite side, last side. Curl everything, pull this right arm across. And then it's almost like we're trying to resist coming up. Reach all the way up. Hands towards the sky. Find that star shape, and then exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. 2 more times, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the place of the heart. So let's find that samastitihi. So if you have a mat or anything, what would be the front edge of that? We don't have to practice on a mat. We can practice wherever we are. Hands on the place of the heart, and move front and back on your feet. And at some point you're going to find where the feet are equal in balance, the heels and the balls of the foot. It's like finding the perfect place for the pendulum to stop. And you can go side to side. And just finding that place between the two. Lift your toes further wide open. And as you do that, you feel the energy rush up your legs. It's like a gate. And then bring each of them down, and it plugs you in, it anchors you into the earth. So you can press your feet, your soles into the earth, your kneecaps lift, navel comes in, tailbone down. This is a motion. The heart lifts and the kidneys come back, and the crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Inhale, reach up. Hook the thumbs, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. This time, exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Head towards the knees, hands to the mat, curl the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's place our hands flat and step to a high plank. Stay here for a moment. Press the ground away from you. You can always come to your knees. Especially if you have any wrist things, we'll take care of those too. But claw the mat. And now exhale, bend your knees out to the side and bring your hips towards your heels. But don't let the knees touch the ground. And then inhale, come to a high plank. So a little core work here. Bend the knees out to the side, hips towards the heels. They don't have to touch. Come forward and back. And feel your core working here. Legs are strong. Let's do 2 more. One more. Stay. Then roll over the feet. Lift yourself up into a nice cobra. Wiggle the body side to side. Keep the shins flat, feet pointed back, hips to the heels. Take a breath as you walk your hands towards the right side. Big side body breath. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Walk the hands across to the opposite side. Find your side body and breathe in. Out through the mouth. Walk the hands back to the center line of the mat. Come back to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Let your shoulder blades come together and your navel dripping like a cow. Begin to lift your chin, your chest. Stay like this and breathe. Press into your hands. Lift your knees about 1/2 inch from the mat. Take another deep breath. Exhale the air out. And now next inhale, lift your hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Gently pedal the feet left and right. Sway your hips side to side, like as if you were drawing a figure of 8, an infinity symbol with your hips. Pedal your feet. Remember what it is to feel this like pedaling, so that we can find different parts in the feet, like your toes, your ankle bones. Maybe you don't move your feet enough. You can even bring the top of one foot on the mat, like your tops of the nails onto the mat. Stretch the very top part of your foot. See what it is you need, and then do the opposite side. See what it is that you need. And then find stillness. There should be hardly any weight in your hands. Your arms are pressing your hips up towards the sky and back. Big breath in, drop your head. Full breath out. You're going to step or hop our feet towards our hands, whatever you want to do, what's in your practice. Inhale, halfway, lift shoulder blades towards the midline. Exhale, fold in, bend the knees, and start as you inhale, rolling the spine up, chin to chest. As the head starts to come up, the hands fly towards the sky. Palms are going to touch, and then straight away, exhale, swan dive down, heart leads, head to the knees, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands flat, step back to that high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees out towards the side and hips to the heels. Then inhale to high plank. Again, exhale, bend the knees, hips to the heels. Inhale, high plank. Couple more times. One more. The next time you come forward into that high plank, stay there. Press the ground away from you. Let your shoulder blades come towards each other. They're softening behind the heart. And then roll over the tops of the feet, lifting the heart. Sway the body side to side. Big breath in, big breath out. Tuck the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Straight away, inhale, right leg up, and bend the knee to the side. Open the hip here. Make some circles with your knee. It can be small to start. Go in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Again, start small, get bigger and bigger. Then keep that knee lifted, foot dropping back, square your shoulders to the mat. Exhale, knee to nose, so you can touch. A little core exercise here. You're going to lift your head and step the foot lightly forward. Bring your back knee down towards the ground. Left hand stays where it is. Right arm reaches up and back. Press the ground away from you. Chin away from the chest. So this is, for me, I think, is one of the most luxurious poses to be in. For some reason, it reminds me of the Empress in the garden. She sits on her sofa, her chaise, enjoying the beautiful roses around her. She's everything that she needs. She is Venus. She is love. Take another deep breath. Hand on the inside of this right foot. Listen carefully, that back leg. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the mat. And then we're going to sink onto that left heel, so Skandasana. Now if your hips are up here, stay up here. So it's just like a little big rotation through the hip joint here. If your hips can handle it, you bring your hips down towards the ground. So wherever you are, Be mindful of your knees. You want your knees to track over your second toe so they're not falling in or out. Find what it is. And then we're going to roll back onto the ball of the foot all the way around. So we're going to find the outer parts of that left foot on the mat and right toes kind of turn with us and drop your left hip towards the mat. You can reach your right arm back. So it's a little bit like rotation through the joints, a little fun journey and excursion. Press into the bottom hand underneath the shoulder and ear touch. Trying to lift the chest. One more deep breath. Now roll back to the ball of your foot, hands flat to the mat. Step to a high plank. Big breath in. Full breath out and roll over the tops of the feet. Find yourself in a high cobra, lifting your heart. Sway the body side to side because it feels good. Tuck the toes under, find yourself high plank, and then downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. The sound is open your mouth, stretched wide open. Stick out your tongue. Waggle it around. And softly, slowly close your mouth and let your tongue stay in your mouth. Relax. Drop your head down. Be still. Press into the right foot. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee. Open the hip towards the side. Make sure that left shoulder kind of presses down. Now make circles in one direction. First smaller with the knee. And then begin to make it a little bit bigger. So articulating through that hip joint. And in the opposite direction. You can also do this in a tabletop. If you couldn't do this, you can do this in a tabletop too. You can also do it down here. And then exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot lightly forward, back knee down towards the mat. Press into the right hand, lift the chin, the chest. Your left hand, come back. Reach up and back. Don't dump your ear and your shoulder together. You want to press the ground away from you, lifting. So in yoga, we develop these anti-gravitational devices from within. Breathe here. This back leg, imagine you can drag it forward. It's like a sensation in your hips. You're trying to drag it forward. And this right heel, you're trying to drag back. So we're not just hanging out in our joints, we're actually working here. Take another deep breath. Chin away from the chest. And I bring this left hand on the inside. Lift up the back knee. First come to the ball of the foot, and then you're going to roll onto the heel of that right leg. And you turn the left toes so they follow the knee. We can stay with our hands on the mat. So again, you keep your hips low. Or if you need to, you can come up here. Whatever you need is perfect for you now in this moment, now in this body, what your soul has been asking for you. So have zero doubt. Be in this place of just cool, calm, centeredness. Cultivating this through every breath. Take another deep breath here. Oh, if you wanted to, you could take this arm behind you so if you find that other hip. That felt good. You know, both hands on the ground. You're going to lift up that back heel and rotate all the way onto the outer part of that right foot. Turn the left toes out. They're going to follow the knee. And then you dip your right hip down towards the ground. You can rest your left arm as if you were, again, hanging out on the beach in that perfect place. Luxurious, just like that empress. Press the ground away from you, chin away from the chest. Smile to yourself because it feels divine. One more big breath. Listen carefully. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the mat. We're going to keep turning all the way to this right side of the mat. Legs are going to be straight, feet are parallel. Hands under the shoulders, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold in. Walk the hands between your feet and past your feet like little crabs on the beach. They're walking past. And as you walk your hands far past you, glue the fingertips down towards the mat. So the crown of the head is coming down towards the earth. Find your weight in your feet. Bring the weight forward towards the balls of the feet, so don't hang out in your heels. If you need to, micro bend your knees softly and then play between slightly straight and softly bent. Slightly straight and softly bent. Maybe you can walk your hands further. The blood rushes to your brain, and that's good. That's what we want. Inhaling.
and exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Slowly walk the hands forward. You're going to bring the left hand under the heart center. Bring your hand on top of your left pelvis. You want this whole area to remain parallel to the earth. You don't want it to bend open. You want this flat. So you imagine you can put a bowl of water on here. Now the hand is flat on the ground, so you can pop it up or grab something. That always helps work better if you have something to make the body a little bit longer. Bring the weight forward towards the balls of the feet. Remember this straightness here. Press into the bottom hand. Begin to twist the spine, the crown of the head. But make sure you're not dropping this left hip down. So lean back. If it feels good, you can take the right arm up. Look up. Deep twisting through the spine. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bring your weight back towards that left foot. Now if it feels good, you can take the top hand behind you and see if you can find the inside of the left thigh. Chin away from the chest and drop your bottom ear to the bottom shoulder. If it feels good, you can start to bend into this left elbow and drop the upper part of your body down towards the ground. And then find that left hand press into the ground. Lengthen the body again. Bring the head to neutral. Release the right arm up. Exhale, hands under the heart center. And now we're going to come halfway lift. Full breath in. Exhale, out. Just bow in towards yourself. Grab onto your outer ankles. Pull yourself in. Let the crown of the head dip down to the ground. If you have a cushion and you place the crown of your head onto the cushion, it's a great activation for that crown chakra. It's also cooling and calming, steadying. Take one more big breath. In through the nose. Side breath out. Come halfway up. Now again, if you have something, you can place your hand under it. It feels good. Lengthen your body. Place your left hand on top of your hips. Make sure this remains flat. Press into the right foot as you start to twist through the spine. Press into the bottom hand. Now see if you can take the left arm up and lean back. Stay here. Again, don't let that right hip drop down. Bring the weight into that right foot. Lengthening and twisting. Lengthen and twist. Lengthen. Just make it take this top hand. See if you can take it behind your spine. Find the inside of this right leg. Lean back and breathe. You can drop your bottom ear to the bottom shoulder. And if you want, you can bend this bottom elbow. So if you're bringing the crown of the head to the floor, a little bit towards the right. Let's take 2 more big breaths. 1 more. And press into the bottom hand. Bring your whole body up to neutral. Bring your head to neutral. Left arm floats up towards the sky. Exhale the hand down between you. Heel to your feet a little bit closer. And turn your toes out. Bring one hand to the one knee and the other hand to the other knee. So we're going to just find ourselves like almost in a goddess shape. Take a big breath in here. Lengthen the spine as you press your hands into the inside of your knees. As you exhale, dip that right shoulder between. Stay here. Tailbone's tucking lightly underneath you. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more big breaths. 1 more. Hear your breath. Come through center. Drop your head. Keep your knees bent. Walk your hands out in front of you. Move your hips softly side to side. And walk the hands back in towards you. Keep the knees bent. Hands on the inside of the knees. This time dip that left shoulder forward. Inhale, see if you can find length. Exhale, twisting. Your quadriceps may feel tired, and that's good. Again, lengthening and twisting. This whole left shoulder, find a stretch. The left spine. 2 more. 1 more. And then slowly release yourself towards the center line of the mat. Slowly straighten your legs. Keep them wide. Feet are parallel. Walk the hands out in front of you. Shake out the head. Make sure there's space for you. You're going to inhale to the balls of the feet. Listen carefully. Bend your knees. Bring your knees down towards the mat. So the knees are wide. They're wider than your hips. And then you'll bring the inside edges of your feet. So they call this frog. Move back so you can see me. Now this could be enough right here in this space. If you have a pillow or something, you can place a pillow where your elbows would be. Your hips will be high. You want your feet in alignment with your knees. Your feet are flexed. As you inhale, press the inside edges of your feet, your shins, your knees into the mat. You'll feel the squeezing in your groins. An activation. Then as you exhale, release. We're going to do that a couple more times. We're going to inhale, squeeze. Release. Take your time here. Relax your jaw. Wiggle your tongue in your mouth. Two more. One more. For a moment, be still. Don't worry about squeezing anything. And bring your hands to the ground. You lift yourself up. Bring your hips slightly forward and see if you can bring your big toes to touch. You can bring your knees a little bit closer in, not all the way. If you need a blanket or block, you can place it under your bottom or a pillow so you can sit like this. Maybe you don't need something. I'm just going to show you with the pillow underneath. Maybe your big toes are still touching. In a seated tall position, find that sort of cat-cow in your pelvis, tilting forward, tucking under. Hands can be turned down on the knees. And then just stay still. You're going to turn your left palm up and the right palm on top of that. Tips of the thumbs are going to touch. So we're going to do an equal part breath. We're going to inhale for 5. We'll hold for 5. We'll exhale for 5. But on the exhale, we're going to hum like a humming bee. It's going to be on the inside. It actually vibrates through the brain and through your sinus cavities, and it helps that to create like a nitric oxide in the body, which helps calm the body. And then we'll exhale out. Once we've exhaled that for 5, we're going to hold the breath out for 5. So wherever we are in our breath cycle, press all the breath out just for a moment. We're going to inhale for a count of 5 through the nose. 5, 3, 1. Hold the breath for 5, 3, 1. Now we're going to exhale out through the nose, humming like this for 5. Then we're going to hold the breath out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through the nose for a count of 5, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 5, 1. Exhaling with a hum for 5. Hold the breath out for 5. Inhaling for 5. Hold for 5. Exhaling for 5. Hold the breath out for 5. Inhale 5. Hold for 5. Exhaling for 5 with a hum. Out for 5.
more cycle. Inhale, 5. Hold for 5. Exhale for 5. Hold out for 5. Relax and take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, big breath in. Big breath out. Bring the hands in front of us. Tuck the toes under. You're going to lift your hips high towards the sky, so your knees are being bent. They need to be just opened up that place. Slide the body side to side like your willow tree next to the lake. Shake the head gently. Turn the toes lightly up. Bend into your knees. Bring your hips down towards the ground. Now bring your hands behind you, so if you can lift your hips just for a moment. And extend your legs out wide, not too wide. So Upavishta Konasana, this is what this is called. If you have that pillow, you place it between your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to twist towards the right. Right hand reaches back, the left hand comes across the body, holds into the outside of the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, you can dip your left ear to the left shoulder. Keep breathing. 2 more big breaths. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Opposite side, twisting. Left hand reaches back, right hand across the body. One more big breath. Inhale, come to center, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. If you have your cushion, you can fold your hands. You make a little extra pillow with your arms. You can reach your hands forward. Forehead down. If you have a pillow or something, you place even your hands underneath of it and rest your third eye. See whatever it is that you need right now. Bringing your awareness, your energy within. Discovering stillness. Stilling. The energy is clearing. It's becoming more clear in terms of finding the vibration that you are by letting go of all the things that you're not. We have this eclipsing wormhole sequence. We blasting through the things that we don't need in our minds, in our societies. We're coming to that true part of our own realization of who we are, that true source, the divine self. You have to shake it up, break it up. When that new seed is ready to plunge through the surfaces. And if we all give our minds to the idea that it's already growing, it's already blossoming, the gardens around us, we can see them, the potentiality. No matter what we see, there's always a potential light force energy breaking through, always breaking through. So let us focus our attention upon the light, that light that sets us free. For you to be you and me to be me. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all out. Hands on the ground, curl the spine all the way up. If you have anything in front of you, move it out the way. So your first 2 fingers on the creases of the knees. You're going to bring your feet, not all the way together, but hip distance apart, but a little bit wider. Flex your feet. Inhale, hands come up, reach up. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, index fingers straight, reach up. They call us Kali Mudra. And now we're going to start to round the spine. Bring the body down towards the mat. Curl your spine forward as if you're trying to point to your pointer finger toward your feet. Take your time and keep your feet flexed. Use your feet as brakes. Find these inner brakes inside of you. Slowly bring the upper spine down towards the ground. Keep the feet flexed. Bring the tops of the shoulders. Keep the chin to the chest as you slowly bring the head down, and keep taking these arms over your head towards the floor behind you. Inhale here. Now point through your feet to reach your body, make it as long as possible. Exhale out through the mouth, relax it. You can keep your fingers interlaced. Inhale again to point in every opposite direction. Point, 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 reach, reach, reach. Relax. Again, point, 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 reach, reach, reach. Relax and let your elbows bend out towards the side. Make sure the elbows are a little bit lower than your shoulders. Almost like a cactus arms, make it comfortable. Inhale here, squeeze your hands and your feet. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze your hands, your feet and your legs and your bottom. Relax. Inhale, squeeze your hands, your feet, your legs, your bottom, your tummy, your lower spine. Relax. Inhale, squeeze your feet, your hands, your legs, your bottom, your lower spine, tummy, chest area, upper back. Relax. Inhale, squeeze feet and hands and arms and legs and bottom and tummy and lower spine, chest, upper spine, face and eyes and ears and head and hair. And then let it all go. I'm done. Making sure there's nothing distracting you. As you lay here in the space, just allowing the body to be. Be in your beingness. Find a big, beautiful breath in as you breathe in. Open the mouth. Big, beautiful breath in. Let it all surrender, knowing that you are perfectly perfect the way you are. You are the wonders of the wilderness, the wonders of life and joy, pureness. All that you need is now. What is wild? In wilderness is the preservation of the world. When I walk in nature, I realize how beautiful and orderly it is. Though it seems so simple, I know how complex it really is, and how innumerable relationships, including the death of some things, are required for its survival. I think it is a misnomer to call the beauty, form, and intelligence of nature the wilderness. It seems to me we are the wild ones, lost in the wilderness of our attempt at creation. Our lives and cities seem far wilder and disordered in their nature and behavior than the untouched wilderness. The truth is that it is not untouched. It is touched by the hand of God, and we fail to see the beauty and order in it, and go on tearing it down to replace it with our so-called civilization. The wilderness is not wild, and civilization is not civilized. We need to return to the wholeness of nature and walk once again side by side with it. That is where the real peace and order exist, that must be brought back into our lives if we are ever to truly be civilized. So your medicine for today: spend some time in nature, getting in sync with your true nature. So as you lay here in this space, just checking in with yourself, feeling yourself, how you feel. Checking with your breath and your breathing. Feeling how your chest rises and falls. Falls and rises, this natural breath that's already there. With every fresh breath you take in, you feel mind, body, soul reawakening back to the space. You're carrying these gifts of refreshment with you, calmness, clarity. As you lay here in the space, deepening the breath, wiggle the fingers, toes, nose, head. Deeper breathing, deeper breaths, reawakening to the space. Feel yourself almost climbing back out of this deep rested state into the world, fully awake. Wiggling from the toes, moves into the feet and the ankles, and from the fingers into the hands and the wrists. Even the nose, the head swings side to side. Next breath, you're going to reach your hands and feet away from each other, so lengthen the body out, stretching like you're 5 years old. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Open the mouth wide as you can and stick out the tongue. Squeeze the eyes with your eyelids. Take another big breath. And roll to whichever side feels absolutely comfortable and luxurious. Curl the knees to your chest. Find yourself in a tiny ball, that little seed about to sprout. So we're coming towards that new moon energy. We're in this last cycle, coming back to that new moon. So what have we learnt on a passageway from new moon to new moon? What has been placed on your path purposely, so that you may be more present with yourself and realizing that the intentions that you've been setting for yourself are part of your evolution. So any guidance that you've been receiving, may you always remember this. Place a big smile on your face, knowing that everything you've ever wished for in the best way possible for your highest self is done. Bring your hands to the earth. Give thanks, Mother Earth. We love you, we love you, we love you. Pressing down into the ground, lift the body back up. Find a seat. Hands over the place of the heart. Resting. Elbows next to the side body. Rediscovering the breath in your breathing. Breathe in. As we'll breathe out. One breath as one. Exhale into chest, offering gratitude for all that life offers us in every way. Feel it spilling from you naturally into the world. Hands together, Atma Anjali. Float the thumbs to place of the third eye. Honor that space of inner guidance. And the light within me bows the infinite light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here and coming to play. So just as you are being in that space, I'm going to take a card for it. Since we're at this transitioning, wormholing, sideways elevating, moving from one realm, dimension into the next, shifting our perceptions. So it's always a good time for clarity and deeper inspection. Let us see. Take a big breath in. Breathe it all out. So 18:9, it says air elemental, and it's like an eagle and this beautiful being that's got these beautiful wings, and it's like very circular. It says, I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and wisdom. I think that says it all. Let's see if you can see the card. Yeah. There's her with the wings. There's this eagle over here. And so it's like eagle is always that great spirit, air, ruach, spirit. So let us all connect. I think we are being asked to connect to that realm of spirit I think that's where we can hold our faith and have the best hope for humanity, is when we really truly connect to source. So let us connect to source and be in that place of, there's like this message of remembrance. I embrace the element of air, which is embrace spirit, and I'm open to knowledge. So let us be guided by spirit in all ways. Let us find that within inside of us. Every time we take a breath in, let us breathe in that element of air and remind ourselves how connected we are to spirit. It's an evolutionary pattern that's a spiraling. We're going up. It's an ascension portal, if you will. We are going through these portals, these eclipse portals. So what are we leading? And there's a spiraling here too. There's parts of us that wish to ascend. So let us find that within ourselves every day. Use that element of air, your breath, the 19, or the 18, the 9, going through the cycle, these ending of cycles. New mind, new ability to really reflect in everything that we need. So, from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. Namaste. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I love you, I love you, I love you, I do.